Right, so y'all think you know what homelessness is. To Natalie, homelessness was some magic dream at one point in time, you know? And that's not what it is. It's taking everybody's shitty fucking assumptions about everything and dropping it all on you. Everything that bad they say about immigrants, they say about homeless people. Everything bad that they say about black folks, they say about homeless people. Everything bad they say about the Native Americans, they say about homeless people. So everybody hates the homeless people because it's okay. But there's so many things that we have to go through. Like, there's a couple of heroin heads that are here in Cheyenne. And they're trying to kick the drugs. So they're still having the withdrawals from it. I don't know. I mean, it certainly seems to be. Nodding out all the time and talking real slow. And, I'm overwhelmed. And I understand that people just don't get that. And a lot of people exploited it and took advantage of it. That's what I'm saying. I can't take care of myself, let alone try to communicate with people who aren't willing to listen. When their opinion is the only thing that matters. And with my dad, his opinion is the only thing that matters. With my mom hiding her own sins, that's the only thing that matters. I really just needed these people to come forward and tell the fucking truth. Like, I literally can't take care of myself over the shit that I've been through since Virginia. I wasn't able to take care of myself physically before Virginia, and I can't take care of myself mentally afterwards because I can't see my loved ones, god damn it. And people keep telling me pretty memes, like these pretty memes are gonna get these people to leave me the fuck alone and let me see my loved ones without more punishment. They've taken advantage of my technical disabilities. They've taken advantage of my physical disabilities. They've taken advantage of my mental disabilities. And there's supposed to be services to stop these things from happening to people like me. And that's the problem, is that we could have dealt with it like two fucking grown adults. Instead of me having to go public about the shit happening, well, I don't even have the ability to show people most of the time. I don't have access to my Facebook, and I'm trying to show the truth a little bit at a time, however I can. I cannot take care of myself, and I can't see my loved ones. I can't do any of the things that help me to calm down. I am constantly going from one place to another to another. When I go to the therapist, they won't hook up the Wi-Fi so that I can show them what I'm talking about, so they just automatically assume I'm fucking crazy. Actually, they don't. I got videos of my therapy appointments. They agree with me completely. But it's the matter of being able to show them. And they just don't have time for that. They have their own ideas about what we should be doing. Fine, we'll try to do the things that you want to do, but we need to fast track it so that you can realize it's not going to fucking work because I've already tried it. And then we can move on to what I was saying to begin with. I need a human rights lawyer because this is disability of fucking hell. Nobody should be treated this way. Nobody should have to do the things that I did. Nobody should be assaulted and then told that they're the ones that assaulted somebody. The public should have access to those tapes. Anybody that can tell that I was trying to tell them what the hell was going on. That's the problem with them investigating themselves, is that they don't. I needed family to care. Instead, I'm having sensory overload from all that fucking shit I went through growing up. I'm not allowed to have PTSD. I'm not allowed to be autistic. I'm not allowed to have Tourette syndrome. All of these things are severely punished by society because of your assumptions, not because of who I really am. Now, yeah, I'm pissed off. I want someone to fucking kill me because this is hell, or fucking help me because this is hell, and people aren't understanding I literally cannot take care of myself. I should not be driving. I should not have been driving after I left Virginia. It's not safe for me to drive, and if something happens, I'm fucked. I lost my Quest card today, so I can't get food. And I need help getting that back. I need an address. Everything you need a fucking address for, but all the people who offered me a place to fucking stay with an address are fucking either wingnuts that I've never met that are on fucking drugs, or it's people with a history of abusing me, and I documented that shit. I documented that shit last time they were abusive. And people want me to go to a therapist that costs me more money, and they keep telling me you should get a lawyer. You should get... Jesus fuck, I have fucking sensory overload issues, and all of the things that give most autistic people sensory overload issues happen to me all the time. That's what homelessness is. That's why you need someone there to protect you when you have the disabilities that I do. And I don't mean to protect you physically, I mean to bear fucking witness. Because you're the easiest fucking person on earth to victimize. People just make the excuse that you're mentally ill. They call you that, and it makes it okay. Meanwhile, you're just having an issue of connecting your words with your mouth because you're fucking overloaded. You need a quiet environment. Shannon Alvarado screaming, well, you shouldn't say that, Sean. You're giving out other people's secrets. No, I have sensory overload fucking issues, stupid. I'm not saying it to say she's an evil fucking cunt. I'm saying it because I'm having sensory overload issues from that. She's like, well, I thought you had earphones in. It doesn't matter if I have the earphones in or not if I can hear you over them. And then there's the period of the daytime when I can actually work on this stuff and call people, and they'll be at work, these professional type people, and I can't talk about that in public. I made a video about that where I showed you an example. Like, I talked a little bit about the stuff that I'm dealing with my court case in a Starbucks on the other side of Cheyenne here. And what happened? That's right, the police showed up. They asked me to leave. I wasn't threatening to harm anybody. People just didn't listen. They heard what they wanted to hear. And my dad doesn't understand that him snapping at me is fucking with my fucking sensory overload. He doesn't understand that when he's talking to me about his stock market crap, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, just download it onto your computer. I'm fucking not tech savvy. Fucking show me how. Do this, do that. Dude, show me. Don't tell me. You have to show me. You know when I learned how to take screenshots on the computers? And fucking post all that shit up? I learned that from Josh years ago, but I never used it. Katie Cahill taught me how to do that. Last November. Like before that, I had to take all my screenshots on my telephone. I don't know how to do this shit. Family is supposed to protect you from evils like this, and I don't fucking have one that gives a shit. My dad's got his own assumptions and thinks I owe it to him to take his abuse. No, help me get my fucking stuff back. Help me get my disability back. Alright? In order to do that, I have to fight these bastards in court, and I can't do that without you looking. And you won't look because you've got assumptions that mean that you're right no matter what. So no matter what I do, if I go to a hospital, that cuts me off from my loved ones. If I go to jail, it cuts me off from my loved ones. If I fucking go to the courthouse to try to show them what's going on, they fucking cut me off from my loved ones because I'm having a fucking panic attack and they go out of their way to pretend I'm trying to hurt them because of it. They know that's not the fucking case. I'm trying to show them what's going on. And I'm not allowed to be overwhelmed. That's what sensory overload fucking is. While Shannon's drunk screaming in the background, promised me she's gonna help, and then every night she's too drunk too. And I literally am playing therapist to her every single night. Hours on end. And Atlanta's her fucking snapping at me all the goddamn time like, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Fucking Candace is like, I'm trying my best to get everything done during the day that I can. And everything that I was doing, Candace, I'm trying to explain it to her. And she's got her own assumptions and everybody's got their own goddamn assumptions. I need you to stop. The more you interrupt me, the more it fucks up my ability to communicate. It's not that I'm crazy. I am the same sane person that I am when I'm calm. I'm just not able to communicate. And in texting, hell no. So I get treated like I'm crazy. And all of you who know that I'm not, you can go in with me instead of making me do this out in public. I'm fucking trying. All of your money goes to fucking traveling to here, to here, to here, to here, to here. For one fucking streamy environment, fucking surrounded by the goddamn interstate and people who are fucking paranoid. And that's the thing, I was harmed over people's fucking paranoia. My family should have given a shit, but I can't even fucking get them to talk to me. That's because they victimized me all fucking growing up. And yes, I spoke out. People say you gotta do it on your own. Like, I don't have the fucking knowledge to do that. I know how to build things. That's what I know how to do. I know how to help people. That's what I know how to do. I don't know how to do all of this 10,000 different paper things, and people take my being overwhelmed for me wanting to hurt people, and that's not it. I'm begging for fucking help, but I'm telling you the help that I need, and I'm not getting that help. I'm not getting a safe environment. I'm not getting the resources to do the things that I need to do. I have severe panic attacks about the cops coming and harassing me because they take things wrong, or somebody sees me walking up the street and is fucking paranoid for some goddamn reason, got nothing to do with me. And then I got this lady who's spurting out random fucking loopy shit non-stop in my back seat. I'm understanding that she's coming down off of heroin. I'm trying to help her, and her boyfriend is fucking... I literally can't take care of myself. Every person that I run into, I hope that they're going to care enough to look, but nobody does. Like, they're not understanding that all of my resources were taken when Natalie disappeared. Before Natalie disappeared, everything that I've had, that I've been able to spend since then, has all come from somebody else. Anna sent me $100. I got a phone card so I can try to call people, but who fucking cares, right? They're just going to be pissed off because I'm going to tape it because they should have come forward with the shit before. I'm trying to show you that people are giving, it's just not enough towards the right things or the right direction. And, you know, some people just give me money just because they want to help, and they don't understand that not being able to see any familiar faces or have a night that's not sleepless because you have to worry about the cops coming and knocking on your window for whatever excuse. And you're not allowed to have a fucking panic attack. You're not allowed to freak out. You're not allowed to do anything. You just have to keep on jumping through these hoops. And I hope these two people on heroin who want to go up to Washington State might care enough to look just like everyone else. And there's a lot of people that legit didn't have any time, but then there's a lot of people that did. Graham really could have. But he's lazy in Jesus' name. I needed help. And because I'm having communication issues, when I went over to see Joanna and Derek Parrish, Jojo Taylor and Derek Parrish, like, I was having severe communication issues because of the mental overload, and he's arguing with his girlfriend, and my words don't come together perfectly just once, and I'm spending 2 days apologizing to him, asking him to stop fucking freaking out on me. Until we go outside and he's wanting to fight. I'm like, no, dude, talk to me. Stop screaming at me. And he wouldn't stop screaming, so I walked away and he followed me down the street. And I told JoJo this. She's like, that's not the way he remembers it. Yeah, but JoJo, you and Janine both asked him to stop multiple times. I mean, I'm going there for help, and I'm getting sent into a fucking meltdown by somebody who claims he understands. I can't take care of myself. The shit that these people put me through goes through my head nonstop. I can't see my loved ones without having to worry about the next time that I have to deal with these people who did these things. And my loved ones don't understand that the reason that I can't see them is because they don't give a fuck enough to look. They don't care enough to fucking listen. So I'm overwhelmed, and I'm a bad person for being overwhelmed. They're allowed to threaten me. They're allowed to call me names. They're allowed to fucking assault me. And I can't do anything except take the goddamn abuse. And then because there is so fucking much of it, that's... Oh my god. The thing with fucking sensory processing issues. Constantly moving is fuck up on sensory processing issues. Listening to people screaming fucks up sensory processing issues. When you're overwhelmed and there's an interstate right there and there's people driving by right there and you have to worry about, you have to act perfect 100% of the day. You can't have Tourette syndrome, so you have to not blink your eyes weird or move your hands weird. You have to not be autistic, so you have to use vocal tones that other people will understand. And if you talk monotone, they just look at you stupid. Like, I saved the evidence to try to show someone, and everything was done by the courts and the cops to not look at any of it, and the difference was whether or not someone's willing to go in with me. And that's the thing that was great about Molly Smith, is she actually went in with me in Nebraska. And they didn't bother to go ask any of the other witnesses. Instead, they went and asked Molly if she knew anything. Molly said no, so they fucking didn't investigate. The thing is, Molly was going in there with me because they wouldn't listen to me. They wouldn't take a report unless someone went in with me. I needed someone in person. Molly Smith proved that, but she's also proof that if you don't have the time to look at what's going on, whether you believe me or not, the people who they should have spoken to, who are witnesses, they should have spoken to, instead of treating me like everybody does when I do that. They treat me like I'm on drugs, or like I'm on alcohol, or like I'm wanting to hurt someone. No, I'm overwhelmed. I need help. I don't need you to take away the things that I'm trying to show you and refuse to look at them. I don't need you to lock me up away from my loved ones. That's the fucking issue to begin with, is that I don't get to see my loved ones. And then there's all these crazy yahoos I gotta deal with. And I'm trying to show people, hey, this is the fucking help that I'm getting. These fucking crazy people. And And then people see me talking to my phone and think I'm crazy. Sorry, sir. And that's not where I want to be in my life. I want people to leave me alone. I wanted them to leave me alone when I left Virginia. I wanted to show them what was going on and have them acknowledge that, because it's not that difficult to acknowledge that phone was broken. It's not that difficult to go back and acknowledge that I wasn't arrested, or that I was invited to go to Virginia. I was invited by them to go do those things. I didn't invite them to Virginia Beach. I didn't invite them to the pagoda. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't invite them to go to Elliot's Coffee Grounds. They wanted to take me there because it was someplace special. And with that phone being broken and me being dehydrated and being separated from all my loved ones, and the ones that I'm supposed to see there, they're in jail, or they're fucking locked up, or they aren't allowed to talk to me, or they just haven't gotten back to me, or they already moved on to Boulder. I mean, at least I was trying. So I got these two folks who left Colorado. They're trying to get to Washington State. They want to recuperate. They want to get clean, but they're acting all sorts of weird and drawing all sorts of attention. And I don't know if they have drugs on them or not. You know, I don't know if they get busted, if they're going to blame it on me, or if they're going to, you know, I mean, I really don't. But I do know when I went to my family, they didn't care. They told me, some of them, that they did, but then nothing after that. And being cut off from them in the jails, being cut off from making phone calls, you guys got no idea. Like, you think that when you go to jail that you're able to... You don't get to call people unless they care. They have to care. They have to care enough to pick up the phone and take a really expensive friggin' bill for doing it, or put money on your books for a phone, like Mandy Hughes. She did put money on my books for a phone, early enough for me to use it too, but it never made it there. And that prevented me from being able to converse with Miss Peaches and communicate with her to get a safe place when I got out. And I was supposed to be allowed that call. That was actually court ordered, but they prevented me from having it until they'd already denied me for it, because they talked to Peaches, and Peaches said she could only take me for 2 days. Yeah, but that's not the point. She had a place at that point that I could go. And they didn't talk to her about that. My meeting with that dude was cut off in the middle of talking about that, and he never came back. That's because I had to talk to a guy by the name of Ali Moadeli. Like, that was the dude who was supposed to do it. And then my public pretender dude who came in, who didn't know shit about my case and didn't do shit about my case. And yeah, every single court date they gave me a different lawyer, except for the one that I was supposed to have, which is Pamela Carty. She was assigned to be my lawyer my first day in Arapahoe County, and she stayed my public pretender. She just literally never showed up to court. I had 7 court dates without her before she ever showed up. And by that point, they'd already done every filthy, nasty trick they could to prevent me from having that day in court. Like the fucking protection order bullshit, you know? I mean, I had to deal with police officers who I'd been trying to fill out reports about, and they absolutely refused to investigate the harassing or bullying by these officers. And then the week that I get that fucking protection order, I'm literally in the jail being served this thing by an officer 6 days before court, and I have no attorney. I have no way to get there, and that's literally why they did it the way they did, because I could show the wrongdoing of officers and the wrongdoing of the Bollingers and their friends. The Bollingers aren't going to help with the cops because the Bollingers have too much to hide. The cops aren't going to do anything about the Bollingers because they have too much to hide. Literally, there are supposed to be people who protect people like me from these exact things happening. I'm brilliant, but you pretend like I'm of mice and men. I get to tend the rabbits. It's not because I'm stupid, it's because I'm overwhelmed from fucking abuse. But I have a penis, so that's not allowed.